More than half of the public school districts in Wisconsin will be seeing less state money this year compared to last. And that's certainly true for the districts in La Crosse County. News 8's Kyle Dimke now joins us with more, with a closer look at the numbers.
Well, the total amount of state aid available to public school districts this year was unchanged from last year. And that's part of the reason so many districts are receiving less funding for the 15-16 school year. Thankfully, educators kind of expected a drop in funding and planned accordingly.
Of the 5 public school districts in La Crosse County, the Holmen School District is the only one receiving more in funding compared to what it received last year, whereas West Salem is taking a little more than a 7% reduction in state aid.
Your aid is based upon how much you spend, how many children you have, and what the property values are in your school district.
But West Salem Superintendent Troy Gunderson says while 7% is a big hit, the district knew it was coming.
We spent a little bit less last year. Our property values are going up every single day. We've been expanding, growing, our property values are worth more, and our student population is staying about the same. So what happens is your value per child, it increases, and then therefore your aid goes down.
Because West Salem was planning ahead, this drop in funding isn't expected to force any cuts to staff or programming. And the same goes for the Onalaska School District.
We had to set our budget many months ago, so we are planning on still continuing the same program, so the day-to-day things for this year will not change.
Back in West Salem, Gunderson says had the state increased the aid available to public schools, 56% of districts across the state, including West Salem, might not be taking as big of a hit to their budget as they currently are. And he says if this trend continues, it's the state taxpayers that will be taking the hit.
The education pile, if you continue to freeze this, there are going to be folks all over the state that as the tax pressure hits, who's going to pay that bill and how's it going to be managed? Be interesting to see.
Troy Gunderson says the biggest pool of money in the state of Wisconsin budget is public education funding. So if lawmakers are trying to balance the budget, freezing that account is one way of helping balance things out.
All right, thanks a lot, Kyle. Total aid amount statewide will be reduced later in the year by costs for the voucher program, then increased for categorical aid, which includes things like special education programming and transportation.